He's old, his back can't deal with it. You know what? I have one anecdote, okay, from this weekend, and it's an anecdote we've done before, so I apologize, but it happened again. 1 a.m. Sunday morning, just lying in bed, honk shooing away. Shoo, shoo. Eek. Hang on, some sissy's engaging in murder. Eek. The hell was that? Eek. I realize a smoke detector has decided that it is out of battery. I'm gonna follow you, you seem good. A smoke detector has decided that it's out of battery. The way that it notifies you is that for every 30 seconds, it emits a high frequency chirp that is borderline impossible to ignore. So anyway, I ignored it for a few hours while I got some sleep. But then the next day, you know, like the next morning, Kate woke up early. Like my daughter had a horrible sleep too because of the fact that it was like right outside of her room. But that's like a poison pill. Are you really gonna go out to the garage, get a ladder, like dig through your junk drawer for another 9-volt battery, pop out the step ladder at 2 a.m. in front of your kid's room? Lock this up, please. No shot. You let it ride. So I got up, I did my Peloton workout, and then I changed the thing the next day. But like while I was setting up the ladder, I didn't wait for the top step to click, ensuring that the ladder is perfectly secure. And then like when I stepped on the top rung, it shook a lot and then almost fell over, and I was like, I almost like actually died. I almost cracked my head on like my wife's chest of drawers and passed away. But I was thinking, like, it's so... Nobody wants to join me on this take, and I understand why. Especially right now, I respect fire and fire safety. Nobody wants their house to burn down. Nobody wants to be caught in a fire. At the same time, is there not like, can we not put like a little microchip? They just set off the valve. Can we not put a little microchip in the smoke alarm, and then it connects to an app or something, and you could be like, hey, I see that you're low battery. Trust me, snooze it for 12 hours. I got you tomorrow. Like you don't absolutely, and the thing that pisses me off is that the thing is plugged in like electrically to the power in the house. Like it's wired up and there's a battery. I think they've escaped. So I'm like, it's not that the smoke alarm is not working. It's that the fail-safe for the smoke alarm is low on battery. So I'm like, listen, it could happen, but the odds of a fire happening specifically in this like 8-hour window before I replace it are so low. Certainly, oh! I've never been on the other side of this before. I won it! I didn't know you could. I've never lost that as the survivor. I didn't know you could win it as the family. I'm crazy! Like, okay, here, now that I don't have to play hide and seek while I'm saying my take, here's my take. Doing the calculus, at some point I wonder if the disruption to my sleep as a result of the smoke alarm's incessant chirping doesn't carry like a greater risk of me falling asleep behind the wheel and dying in a car accident versus the infinitesimal odds that a fire is specifically going to start overnight in the one room where one smoke detector's battery is low, not even out, just low, and it's also wired into the ceiling on top of the fucking house, okay? It's the same thing when we lived in an apartment building, and I almost feel like there's like a boy that cried wolf sort of thing. But like, they would do fire drills once a month to make sure that everyone was prepared for fire if there was an actual fire. But because they did them reliably once a month, like the first time they did a fire drill, everybody evacuated. And then the next time they did a fire drill, like 50% of the apartment evacuated, and the next time they did a fire drill, like 4 people went outside. And you're like, if there's an actual fire, we're all gonna burn to death. So what ended up happening is, like, anytime there was a fire drill, I would go outside, I would look around and see the other 2 people, you know, that were like paranoid enough to believe that when the alarm goes off, there's an actual fire. And then Kate would be like, please just text me if the building's on fire. So I would just go outside and be like, it's not on fire. And then it's fucking 1,500 people live in the building. There's 2 elevators. So we all evacuate down the stairs. And then you got a 90-minute wait at 2 in the morning to get back in the elevator. Then you're like, oh, okay, I'll just take the stairs up to fucking floor 19 or something like that. Anyway. Fire safety is, I am thankful that, like, in my life, I've never had a house burn down. So I don't want to be the guy who's like, we should peel back fire safety. I do feel like at some point, we might be doing so much fire safety that it actually makes us less safe in the case of a fire. It's not even that I'm like, oh, it's inconvenient. It's like, I think that we're getting to the point where when people hear the alarms, they're now like, oh, it's just a drill. They're not scared anymore. When you're a little kid and the fire alarm goes off, you're like, we're gonna fucking die. Get out of the school right now. Right now! Now I'm 34, and like when a fire alarm goes off, I'm like, should we call the fire department? I don't know if it's a real fire. It's probably just a drill. Every other time I've ever had a fire alarm go off in my life, it's been a drill. So everyone stay cool. If it goes off for 10 minutes, then we'll call 911. It's like a car alarm. I mean, that's true. I definitely am like, the number one thing I think of when a car alarm goes off now is like, shut that shit off. I guess maybe it does diminish the odds of your car getting stolen, but people are still getting their windows smashed like crazy around here. The only thing is now when you get your window smashed, it keeps everybody else within 1 city block awake for like 2 hours until you can go shut it off. Like, I get it, your car alarm is going off. What does Kia want me to do about it? So true.